kidnapping suspect. This taking place right now in the Whittier area.
Whittier.
That CHP first tried to stop this car over in Orange County. So this has been going for some time now.
Yeah, absolutely. Leslie Marin and Tom Wade here joining you on this pursuit. And as Leslie said, this is a possible kidnapping attempt, and this driver going pretty quickly at times right now, only about 40 miles per hour in the location. Whittier right now, as you can see the top.
Whittier, people, we are on the verge of Downey Norwalk.
So we need to know who's in this car, and is there somebody in this car that's been
possible kidnapping.
Kidnap the person and then or
get my dinner out of the way. Caught me with my pants down here.
But yeah, and then
we're back. We're live. Let me load the chat here. People, be right with you. What's up? What's happening?
What's interesting here, we can see that the light overhead is flashing.
Okay, Silver Dodge Charger.
At least CHP is following this person.
Workman Road.
There, but I am not seeing, as you saw, we took a very wide shot. I'm not seeing any ground units behind.
Yeah, for the last time this NASCAR season, let's go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go chasing everybody. Silver Dodge Charger, possible kidnapping in the Whittier area on the verge of Downey Norwalk. Night sun there, NBC4 almost overhead. I don't know if Eliana's in the chopper. We'll try and make a switch, but we're live with the KCAL studio. Night sun keeping an eye on this Silver Dodge Charger as it evades police. 3-star chase. Red and blues, I don't want to say are in tracking mode. They are lurking.
An attempted kidnapping suspect, and
Eliana might be there soon.
You'd have
but
units there. Perhaps they're trying to get them.
Cannot trust that NBC feed, and we have a pretty crystal clear picture here with KCAL, so we'll stick with it for a little bit.
Is that there is a light?
We are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome in.
So it makes it very visible for law enforcement to see those numbers, to see that license plate.
Eliana doesn't work on Sundays either, I don't think.
Maybe driving this. We don't have details on what exactly.
Well, you better believe this person knows they're following, because that night sun is flashing like crazy.
Over in Orange County, they're now.
Yeah, it's dark already here. 5:35. It's like pitch black because of daylight savings time.
The rules of the road here. They've come to a red
light. I'm gonna shut the window, the Olga window, so I don't get yelled at. Oh, here they come. I don't know if I have time now.
He's not going. Lights and sirens here.
Lurking. No, saw him. See you later.
Lights and sirens, but you wonder, are they just trying to back off because of safety issues, right? Keeping other people.
Yeah. Sundays usually we don't get the big names in the chopper. We just get the studio feeds.
Which also can be,
dicey, right?
Yeah, increases,
because we don't know if there's a weapon.
Of what police can suspect of this person in there.
All right, because you can't see what they're doing. I mean, obviously, and to your point, I mean, they could have a weapon in
much
there,
better.
But it is interesting to watch how.
Thank you, Ryan Blaney. Yes, Ryan Blaney, Cup champion today in a dramatic finish at Phoenix Motor Speedway. Awesome finish, dramatic finish.
The spotlight on. And now it looks like the driver is being a bit
kind of on the verge of crying a little bit too. It was emotional for him, especially after he wrecked at Vegas last year. Probably would have won last year too, but little redemption. Anyways, passenger. Is that a clown car?
Looks like now we can see there are
female passenger.
Vehicle. You can see a passenger there, a driver.
Lots of pursuit trees here in the Whittier, Downey, Norwalk area.
Well, the odd part about this one is that CHP has backed off.
Yeah.
And CHP usually doesn't back off on many pursuits.
CHP's backed off. Maybe they're turning it over to LAPD.
Could be a victim in this car.
Could be a victim in the front seat. You don't know, right? He's right. It could be the victim sitting in the passenger seat that can't eject OCIDO when the car's moving like this.
Back off a little bit and followed by air. As we saw in that last shot.
Stay away from the pursuit trees.
They still have 2 or 3 units that are behind it, but they just don't have lights and sirens activated. So,
and you make a very good point, Sergeant O'Malley. That's because we are seeing 2 people.
The want makes it a 3-star chase. This is a alleged kidnapping.
But we saw what looks like.
We don't know if the person in the car is the victim or not.
We can't see the back seat. Very tinted windows here.
Going over an underpass. This looks like a potential on-ramp here. What's up, old dirty washer? Welcome back.
In this case, what are the dangers?
Fine by me. Someone said I got a feeling this is going to take a while. Got nothing better to do.
Of course, they don't want to escalate
downtown
the situation, right?
DP Brown
Yeah,
Everyone
that's the exact
resubscribing
reason
to the
that
channel,
they would
you
be
are much
doing that.
appreciated.
You could see in that earlier shot,
Ranger, go
it was
string this
a
chase. You're kind of near it.
female in the front passenger seat. She was clearly looking up in the air, looking at
Still
the
in the Whittier
helicopters.
area.
So it's really hard to
The
say
mecca
at this point
of
if
police
she's,
chasing.
a victim, if she's an accomplice, or if they have someone in the back seat.
Where else is
or,
a kidnapped
this
person
is
going to
some
go?
type
That's
of
my
call
point. What are they
somebody
going to do?
called
Eject
in
Osito?
That it looked like they were trying to kidnap somebody. So I haven't heard anything in terms of the facts of the original.
Someone
call.
suggested it's not the victim. They
But
could have gotten out at
it's
the
just
light
worth
when they were
noting
parked.
that
Could have a
CHP
gun
is not
pointed
right
at
behind
them.
them with lights and
You
sirens
don't know
right
that.
now.
It could also be, I mean, and good evening to you, Sergeant O'Malley. Always.
Oh,
good to
no,
see
not
you.
under the pursuit
It
tree.
could also be a domestic situation here as well, too, right? I mean, this could be a custodial situation. I mean, there's so many different scenarios here, but it could be a situation where these people could know each other.
Kinda
Or
creeping
maybe
along like we're gonna
we
foot
don't
bail,
know.
aren't
There's
we?
So many outstanding details here, but the driver only going about 25 miles per hour right now.
Feels like we're gonna
Also,
ditch the vehicle here,
this car
folks.
Came all the way from Orange.
I get
Are
those
they in a neighborhood
vibes.
that they know, right? I mean, that
Feels like we're going under the pursuit tree. Turn the light off. So we're going to get a foot bail here right now. Here it comes.
This person actually shut off their headlights there.
Or they're just trying to hide.
Area, so we can still see their brake lights.
Damn
but we
pursuit
can't see
tree in the
really
way.
What is happening here? We also want to be very careful, considering this was a possible kidnapping situation.
Fucking, it's always a pursuit
Sergeant
tree.
O'Malley, I mean, do you think CHP will try to come up on this?
Put the night sun
situation
on this
now
bitch.
That the vehicle was.
Oh, they
stopped?
just flicked the infrared.
I would think
You see
so.
that?
That's
The filter?
information that they've
They're going to be coming around this pursuit tree.
everything for,
Maybe get a better look. See if we. I don't see anyone on the ground yet. They feel like that they have ditched. They got rid of the police. They probably feel safe. Night sun not on top of
Yeah,
them
it's hard to
anymore.
see this 'cause you
Okay,
can-
lights are
you
still
see
on the
trees
front.
here.
This
We're
is
in
the.
the Whittier
Uh-oh,
area.
lights are back on.
Kind of in the hills and
And
it
we're
looks
off.
like the car taking off once again. I can't tell if both people are still inside or if one
someone's
person
got
got
out,
out.
yeah.
You never know. That
M
is the
Cats,
case many times.
113.
We see the passengers
What's
get
up?
out, but again,
Harry Horse.
We don't
Whoop,
know
whoop.
if that's the
Yes, you got
situation
it.
here. We couldn't clearly get a good look at this vehicle, but it looks like this driver now using their turn signal, following the rules.
Thinks
of
he's
the
Henry
road
Hill.
here.
He drives like
We
Henry
don't
Hill,
see
doesn't
that
he?
in a pursuit.
Yeah,
Or she.
and then just the fact that we don't see a close following there, right? I mean, I know we're speculating. on that,
Slooperman,
but
Tony
the fact that we don't
Stank,
see
23,
lights and sirens
13
right
months,
up
16
against
months.
the
What is wrong
car.
with you
I mean,
people?
Sergeant, you made a good
How are
point.
you still here
Yeah,
after
there
16
could be an
months?
issue here
You're
where
a
they're
real
trying to protect
sicko.
whoever may be in that
We
car.
appreciate
Maybe
you.
it's someone that's
Use your
being
passport
against their
wisely.
will. That's
Antarctica.
obviously a huge question.
Antarctica
It's interesting
passport
that
gets
the
you in a
car
lot of
stopped, as
countries.
Leslie pointed out, and then maybe someone got out, and then they kept going, but it was a very dark spot there. And maybe that's a.
Now we're using blinkers and turn signals. We're just trying to blend back into society.
I mean, in
May
this
think that he's
situation,
gotten rid of the
Sergeant, do you
choppers as
think,
well because he's not being hit with the
when
night
you
sun
have
anymore.
Someone like this who isn't driving that erratically, do you kind of
Sheedy
try to mirror
Husky,
that
appreciate the
behavior
kind
by
words,
not
my
trying to
friends.
excite them, doing
Pizza
the same
X
thing?
Punk 60. God, another 16-month person. MS O'Brando.
Chase the vehicles till the
A
termination
lot of
point.
resubscribers here.
And
It
the
must
fact
be,
that
what
they,
is it, the
you know,
first of the
they're
month or
saying,
something?
"Oh,
Rent due?
said something.
We appreciate you
and
as
like you
always.
said, there's a lot of ways that these kind of calls come about.
Whoa!
You know,
Whoa!
it could be a victim.
Just drove by either CHP or LAPD who kind of had the red and blues. Regardless, you have to think that we've been seen and now we're being chased again. So that whole incognito
So
flashing 3 stars on the side road, no longer flashing. Those are now solid.
But they are in the area, and it almost and you can see CHP now with lights and sirens going the other way.
Yeah, we did see CHP lights and sirens.
Oh, now we're getting a little
Maybe
aggressive.
interesting
Some
points
Ryan
there.
Blaney side drafting right there, getting to the
We
back
know
left
that
quarter panel of the
CHP,
5 car.
Probably the best trained.
Nudge him out of the way without wrecking.
Out of many agencies.
That was a great race
you're
today.
right,
Oh,
they
boy, was that
do
great.
Like to
That's real sport.
terminate, a pursuit. They want to follow it all the way through many times, correct?
Okay, now we're still in Whittier. This is where all police chases lead to. Just Whittier is just, I think, east of Downey Norwalk. It's the next town over.
They're trained in, and they're
Get my
confident
maps
that
right.
They're going to end safely and with minimal risk to the suspects and the community. So
Looking for a Denny's.
it'd be interesting to hear. what
Looking
all
for
the
Denny's.
information is on this one. It appears that the suspects or the vehicle must know this area. They seem like they want to stay in this area.
Looks like they got a cell phone now.
Blanford, where is Gloria? Is she safe? Is she all right? It appears in your anger, your fur missiles, you killed her.
So bright.
At the same time, it looks like the passenger is still in this vehicle. Am I correct? Can
Oh,
you
Red
see
Panda
him
just-
waving on the
Red
passenger
Panda
side?
almost dropped the
It's a
balls.
reflection, but you're right. I mean, it looks like
Halftime at the
from
Dallas
moment
game right now.
our
She had to
vantage
hold
point doesn't
that-
look like
she had to
there's
put her
still
hand up as a
rushes.
backboard.
And someone in the back seat too, right? I mean, we really can't see that. Those windows are very tinted. Obviously, the windshield they can't tint.
No
those
word on
windshields,
Gloria.
so
Yeah,
it's-
I don't think we have any
can see
word
the
on Gloria
view.
yet. We're still driving around. We're using turn signals here, abiding by pretty
But
standard
yeah,
traffic
it's-
laws.
and Sergeant
But this is a
pointed out as
possible
well,
kidnapping,
they do seem
and
to kind
there
of
is
stick
someone
to
in the
this
front
area,
passenger seat.
which
We don't
does
know who
raise
that person
question.
is,
Are they
if they are an
trying to,
accomplice or they are a victim.
Stay in a neighborhood that they know, and then how does this end? Do they eventually take off? But look, I mean, once again, they've stopped. They're kind of following the flow of traffic. So are they?
We haven't heard anything about the civilian that got hit with the fur missile. Was that a night sun that was reflecting on the windshield there?
But
No.
their reaction to it is kind of interesting, right? Because they're not really actually behaving like they're trying to escape. They're behaving like they're just driving in traffic.
Yeah, Sergeant, this is not normally what we see.
Might have ourselves
Many times these people are
a long
doing whatever
one.
they can to get away.
Not
This
mad about
person
it.
Following the rules of the road, using their turn signal at some point,
Mm-hmm.
and stopping at red lights there.
Oh, Red Panda dropped the balls. Oh no.
Looks like the front tire might have
Oh
been
God.
on the vehicle.
I've seen this. Oh, she dropped him again.
Behind the scenes,
Oh, I can't watch.
planning
Every
out
time
some
I
different
watch, she
tactics
drops the balls.
of spike strips or
It's
or things
over.
like that.
It's
Or it
Jover.
could just be in a pure follow.
Harry Horse, why are
They're
you?
just gonna ride
What is that?
some
$20
units
lightning
above,
bolt.
and
My
see how it
man.
goes.
Appreciate you,
Well,
Harry.
it's interesting to me
W's
because
in the
obviously
chat for
they're
Harry.
saying, they're sort of pulling a point, yeah.
Whoa,
Like they
pulling
were
over
there.
now. Oh, now the night sun's blasting, making sure those pursuit trees do not provide
Who has to know that they're being followed, but if there's
acceptable
nothing
cover.
behind that,
Now the night sun is back on top. Through a stop sign.
how does protocol
Through a
behind
solid
this?
stop sign
Can't
right
the
there.
driver theoretically say, well,
Harry
I don't
Horse,
know
how did you do
why
that? I didn't even know you
no
could do
unit behind me,
tips and donations like that.
demanding that I
Looks like
comply,
YouTube.
pulling over.
Do you have any message
All I know
for
is
us?
There's a spotlight on me. I mean, this is so odd because it's like we've seen authorities pull off of chases before, but then you don't generally see the spotlight staying on the vehicle.
It's a pretty common tactic in this day and age where they initiate a pursuit. It
Okay,
starts to
still,
increase in
I
speed,
have to say I'm
starts become a
pleased
little
with
bit more
the,
dangerous for the suspect in
not-
community, and they'll just back
the
off.
relative
It seems like
sanity
there's a couple
of
different
which we are driving this
tactics these
vehicle
days where they
compared to
will
some other
actually
chases
continue
where
to follow without
people's lives are at risk.
license.
All right, Red Panda's going to the other side of the court. She's going for the
Units off
ball
completely
toss.
and
Third
just
try
follow
here.
there. And
She
then they'll
kinda
keep-
got it.
They'll keep units in the general area,
Man.
prepared for when they do pull over. They'll be in the area and they'll be ready to set up a perimeter and attempt to take them into custody.
Interesting. Right now, you can see that driver. He looks like this person looks to be wearing maybe a pretty bright
What's up,
colored
Mr.
shirt,
Romo?
a yellow shirt there, and it looks like that
Is this you,
phone
Ranger? Are you in the
on
car?
dash
Do a
they actually
donut if
have
it's
in
you.
their hand right now. We know that many times law enforcement has ways to contact these people.
Right.
They have families that will contact them.
Mm-hmm.
Correct, Sergeant? To try to get them to stop.
Just chilling at the lights right now. It's just
Yeah, and there's,
cops do not feel
another
all
way
that
this call could
necessary
come
to
about
engage with this
is you have,
vehicle. It's not
license
driving
plate
recklessly,
readers
but
throughout cities
the
now.
want kidnapping,
So this
that is why we're keeping an eye on this thing.
Possible kidnapping vehicle,
From my personal
based on
opinion, the
license plate.
the
So, it
person
could
sitting
be
in the front
something
seat.
that
Oh!
happened, yesterday.
Oh, I thought we might get another vigilante. The longer this stays on the news, you have to understand here in Los Angeles, live news and police chases like this are part of the culture. So there are a shit ton of people watching, and all it takes is one crazy person, right? To turn into a citizen's arrest vigilante. And then we get them side drafting cars on the freeway at 90 miles trying to box them in.
Front seat there. It looks like
And everyone wants to be on the news. People stand on the sidewalks here in Los Angeles and watch it go by like it's a Mardi Gras parade.
We don't know if there are any weapons or not in this car. And just
Yeah, we're
how
leaving this as a
dangerous
3-star
this is
chase
to be.
because
We know their
of
danger
the
level is to get
wants.
away
But the
very
chase itself is
easily,
more
so.
I will
two-star-ish.
say, based on the
Oh, there's a cop right behind him now.
pursuing unit there. But I will
Not
say
red and
that
blues are
the
not
behavior
on,
of
but
the
we're
person sitting
definitely
that
in the
passenger seat
vicinity.
Does not appear just solely based on.
Now, oh my God, we just went through a solid red light and now they're lit up. Now we're lit up and we're picking up speeds 50 plus miles an hour here on these side streets. Went through a solid red intersection, almost got T-boned twice. Now we have, as soon as he did that, the cop said, all right, we're re-engaging.
So it's
This is now a dangerous
this person-
pursuit once
and
again, if he's going to continue to do
we don't
that.
know, but I'm just basing this
Here
on
they
what
come.
we
You can
saw.
see him in the middle of your
Looks like
screen
they're
right
sitting in
here.
the
It
back,
seemed like a
I said.
pretty calm demeanor.
Now we're flying 70 miles an hour over a speed bump. This is fucking dangerous.
Picking up speed here, going
This
through
is way too
intersections,
fast
riding
for
the
side streets.
median right now. Now
All it takes
it's
is a
like
stop sign
drivers,
intersection, pedestrian in the crosswalk. Oh man, this is fast. 70
Try to use a tactic
over the
now.
train tracks. Here comes the CHP.
Intersection, I don't know if you saw that, but they went right through
Yeah.
a red light and almost collided with that car. So if, it gets to that point where now you're becoming.
Oh, that's a hard right turn at 35. I don't know if that Dodge Charger's got really good handling, but too many of those, we're going to start to lose some air pressure in the front left tire.
Again, and get all of their units behind it.
Yeah, they seem to be getting much
There is
more
no
aggressive,
chassis
and
adjustments
obviously the
during a
traffic much more
chase.
aggressive as well. We're seeing the, as you both pointed out,
Chase is back on here through an intersection, solid red light. God, that car came to a full stop on the left side of your screen. Thankfully, the cop lit up the red and blue, so now if you're in an intersection, hopefully you hear and see it. That's the purpose for putting those on. But the result of which is now you've spooked the suspect, and we get really dangerous driving. But if this person's gonna be driving through those intersections dangerously unsolicited, then they have no choice. The red and blues are not only a request for the person to pull over, that's a hard right turn, but to also notify people in upcoming intersections, hopefully they can
Which
hear
is also
and
a
pull
difference,
over.
Which may be why we're seeing a lot of these dark streets. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of the street lights aren't set for the daylight saving time. We see that a lot.
And it got dark here in LA
many of
real
the
quick
areas
today, first day
do
of daylight
seem pretty
savings time.
dark. Again, it
So
is
now
only,
you're
what,
dealing with the darkness here, even during rush
5:45
hour
here, 5:48.
on a Sunday.
So that may be why we're seeing a lot of these neighborhoods.
Possible
still
kidnapping
pretty
is the
dark.
one. On this one, that's a solid red light in the bottom left corner. This is not the time to show a replay. Through two red intersections right there. Somehow no T-bone.
Okay. Perhaps this is where the driver almost blew through.
Should not be showing a replay right now. Bottom left corner.
We're showing you here. Again,
High rates of
to
speed,
your left is the
75.
And that bigger box is the earlier shot. As we've been saying,
Should really get out of this two box. We're headed to another intersection. Oh God. Oh, that's a green light. Somehow that was green. Perfect timing on that one. Sharpshooter 99, appreciate you.
There's not a lot of traffic Sunday evening in this part of Whittier. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of other cars on the road. That's a good thing, probably. Potential of an accident, maybe a bit lower, but
Oh God, oh God, oh God. 70, 70, 70.
In this kind of location, obviously, we're not even on a freeway.
Residential area.
And Sergeant,
this is
what
so
does that
dangerous.
mean when this starts to happen?
Right when I said-
kind of taking a more
Right when I said this, chase is sane. Oh God, when there are cars parked in the middle of the road like that, that means they're coming up to a red light. Another whoa. God.
Yeah, those start.
There's a reason why those cars are stopped, and it's because it's a red light.
The suspect has basically stayed in Whittier for a while. So Whittier PD, LA County Sheriffs, all the surrounding agencies are all well aware.
Standard
of the
time,
pursuit,
whatever.
which direction
Fucking
it's
whatever
going.
we're on right now. At least we're getting, okay.
Certain
At least we're getting on a freeway. A
The
freeway,
traveling-
a little less dangerous, a little, like the tiniest bit less. But now we have traffic here. We're going southbound 605, headed straight to Downey Norwalk. Drop your D's in the chat. All roads lead to Downey once again here. CHP lighting them up underneath the helicopter here going southbound.
Are they heading back?
Traffic,
their
rush
direction,
hour,
or,
5:51 p.m. here on the West
traffic
Coast.
is going to be a problem for this driver now.
Yeah, Sunday evening traffic can be a real bear.
Yeah, it's more traffic, but there's no like pedestrians in a crosswalk. There's no red lights. You know what I mean? There's more flow of traffic, but there are a lot more cars, so it's give and take in terms of risk here. Just a different type of risk.
Now we're seeing a lot more erratic driving, and now much more of a determination, it appears, on the behalf of the suspect to try to get out of the area. And also, it seems like there's more units on top of the suspect.
Sergeant O'Malley, now that they're on the freeway here, will CHP take a
Downey Norwalk. We are in Downey Norwalk
given there's so much
officially.
traffic in this area?
For the next couple of exits, we have reached the mecca of police chases on planet Earth. All roads lead to Downey. Exit 11 on the 605. 605, part of the 105, even I think part of the 110 and the 5 freeway, all of which intersect Downey Norwalk.
To back off for a little bit, let it calm down, and it worked. now they're back on the freeway, and this is their bread and butter. This is where they like it.
Now we're lighting them up, getting through some interchange traffic here.
Spike strips or,
It'd be tough to put spike strips on a freeway that is this packed.
Until the termination point.
Oh, that's tight.
Man,
That is a tight side draft.
Sure it's a male. We think it might be, but that driver is definitely making some close calls there. Took a really.
We've been really fortunate with these chases, people, that there has not been an ugly ending where someone gets hurt, pedestrian, T-bone, crash, getting hit by a car running. So once again, viewer discretion advised. If you don't want to see something violent, potentially, this has a increasing likelihood of qualifying for that type of content. So if that bothers you, now is your chance to get out of here. But for now, we're 100 miles an hour in Downey, 605 southbound.
Pursuit with Sergeant Patrick O'Malley in this.
Yeah, you can sub free with Prime. See, all these people in the chat complaining about ads. All you got to do is just connect your Prime account.
Basically just the
and be no
CHP
ads, so
with
stop
the
complaining.
spotlight on top of this car
Drink
for a while.
Kaminsky.
The driver
Figured it out. Appreciate you. Welcome
appearing
in.
to sort of behave like any other driver
We've seen
on the road,
2
and
Frogger
then
challenges
things start to
in
intensify
1
with the
week,
driver now being
and
pursued much more
that is a
aggressively,
potential
driving
here,
much more erratic.
as there is free-flowing traffic on the other side of the 605. But we're in the HOV lane doing 80 plus.
In Laguna Beach. So may have started in Laguna Beach, went all the way up the freeway over to the Whittier area. We were in Whittier for, I would say, 20 minutes there,
Yeah.
circling around the city before this driver then got back on the freeway, back
That
on the
is
605.
fast,
You have to wonder if they're
fast.
heading back into that direction.
Yeah.
Are they going back to Orange County? The one thing, Sergeant O'Malley, is we know that CHP knows this area. This is their territory. As you mentioned,
115,
they know
115,
what to do.
110
They can close off
in the Hove
they
lane.
can work
No,
it
Eliana,
out.
she's at Disneyland.
Yeah, and you also have numerous CHP jurisdictions involved. So it started out, in Orange County. CHP,
Oh, God. Oh, that was tight.
Headed off to, Santa Fe Springs, LA County, LA area, CHP. And now it'll have a.
Eliana would be killing. It's probably killing her that she's not on top of this big chase right now.
Again, and then hopefully they can just keep riding this out and the vehicle will eventually run out.
Looks like we're staying 605 southbound. That looked like an interchange.
We're looking,
Maybe the 5, the left, the 3 left lanes may go to the 5. That's why we're going over to the right, back to lane number 1.
This driver right now, for the most
605 is going to end at some point. It's going to probably merge into the 405.
But for the most part, this driver is really
Back to the Hove lane.
Weave in and out of traffic and taking very, very dangerous maneuvers. Coming very close to clipping some of these cars. So and traveling at speeds of more
Still,
than 90
no,
miles
I'm
per hour
keeping it
at
3
times.
stars for now.
And then you just have to wonder
4
now,
is like
what's their end game?
danger.
The 605.
We're real close, though.
405 there, I believe. And you do wonder, where is this driver going to head to next? It looks like they're now weaving in and out. They were in that carpool lane.
Getting off.
Exiting the 605 now here in the Downey Norwalk area, right?
Of course
on
we
the
are. We're in
South
Downey.
Street
All roads lead to
exit.
Downey. Okay.
And
Getting
once
to an
again,
off ramp here.
in and
Doing
out.
we're way
Trying
hot.
to evade CHP.
This person in front has no clue what's going on.
Of this driver that we believe.
There are cops. Oh God! Look at this innocent civilian in the white Dodge Charger in front, pulling over here like a lap car. And
And then to your point,
these CHP vehicles are attached at the hip. And now that we're back on side streets, this opens up the potential for a spike strip and or pit maneuver. But that looks like another on-ramp. I don't know if that's 605 northbound, potentially a 105, or maybe even the 405. We'll find out here shortly.
So I don't know if they had already, attempted a spike at some time or he hit a curb or something. But
6 exits on the 605 are for Downey Norwalk.
Yeah, now going the other direction.
Northbound
The
605 now, heading back to the other end of Downey.
And we know
No one wants to leave Downey. I wouldn't either. What a beautiful part of the United States.
But it looks like
Flying 100 plus miles an hour. Look how those cars are doing steady traffic to his right, his or her right.
Passenger in this vehicle. Again, we don't know if
That's how
was,
fast
as
we're
you
going
mentioned,
past them.
Sergeant, an accomplice or
Justin Miller,
possibly
63,
a
Chuck
victim
Doc,
in all of
44,
this.
Vig G
We
Sports,
have
all you
seen a lot
guys,
of
appreciate you
movement
taking a
in
second.
those two front
Subscribe
seats,
to the channel.
but the car
We
is
got
pretty
merchandise if you
consistent.
guys
We haven't
want
really
to support the
been able
community
to see
further.
the backseat. If
Birdsintheair.com,
anyone
top
else
left
is in
corner of
there.
your screen.
And at this point, CHP
All your favorites.
just
We got to get Pursuit
trying
Tree
to
up in
keep
there.
up with
Hopefully
this
that's
vehicle
soon.
that at times went over 100 miles an hour.
All roads just
Leslie, you raised a
lead
good point
round and
earlier.
round
When
to-
we were
yes,
in
to
Whittier,
down.
there was one part where the car kind of stopped and the lights were it was very difficult to see the car. You have to wonder, did they throw anything out of the car? We don't think anyone got out. We didn't. We
Tight
couldn't
here,
see
tight,
them.
lap traffic.
Someone did, but maybe they threw
Potential
some-
citizens arrest here on the left. He's got his hazards on.
Here,
This is a vigilante?
dangerous situation.
Oh, just crossed the double yellow.
Riding up against that vehicle here. You saw
That
him
felt like
pulling it
that
into
Dodge
the-
Charger truck
Yeah,
spooked this car, and now we're getting off again.
Now the driver getting.
I don't know if that was
the
vigilante
605
citizens
right
arrest,
away.
but it would not surprise me as we are rubbing the shoulder here, doing 70 miles an hour on an off ramp, running another silver Dodge Charger off the freeway.
careening a little bit, right?
We are barreling down this road. This is likely, oh, split. I don't know if we made contact there.
Right into one of those cars. I mean,
Oh, through an intersection.
Just driving on a Sunday night, maybe coming home from dinner. I keep thinking it's so late. It's only 6 o'clock because of daylight saving. But yeah, I mean, you assume people are going out to dinner. Maybe they are returning home.
Oh.
And this is,
I thought we might get a Paul Walker challenge there. Now we get back on 605 southbound.
Weaving into
Round and round we
weaving
go.
out. This person now getting back on the freeway, back on the 605 South, it looks like, and taking some much
This
more
person does
risky
not
maneuvers
want
that
to
are
pull
putting people
over.
at risk.
That's what you have
We
to
are
remember.
in for one right now,
That
folks.
knows what the end game is here, given
Tell
that
your
they've done
people,
on and off
we
the
have
freeway,
ourselves
on the
a legitimate
605
three-star
north,
chase
on the
here.
605
Now
south,
26
going
minutes into
back
it.
and forth here. Again, we know this started out of Orange County, went all
Lord
the way up to
Topol
Whittier, and
across
now we're on
110.
605 as CHP
Oh, y'all,
continues
I see you guys.
to pursue
Passport's on the
a
way.
possible
Visit
kidnapping
Antarctica
suspect.
anytime.
We know at least 2 people in that vehicle, one being the driver, the other a passenger. We also saw, we don't know the circumstances.
cars
surrounding
never run
that
out of gas?
passenger. Are they a victim in
No.
this?
Dodge
Are they an
Chargers
accomplice in this?
can go forever.
At this point, we are watching this vehicle just
Look at the
speed
speed,
down
people. Look at the
605
speed.
south.
115.
Right, and it's very
115
dangerous
in this
speeds that we are very
this
concerned
V8
about
Dodge
that.
Charger.
So as we continue to watch this, we want to right now welcome our viewers from CBS Los Angeles.
Oh, wow, we're going on the main channel now.
Los Angeles,
KCAL and CBS proper. They just cut into. Ah! Oh my God! Almost rear-ended that vehicle.
We've been watching since about 5:30. Pursuit beginning, and we believe Orange County and attempted.
If it makes the real CBS channel, that's how you know it's big. They just cut into whatever the programming is before 60 minutes.
605 South. Driving very erratically, very dangerously. We believe there are at least 2 people in the vehicle. And
Might give this a
we have
4-star, I
Sergeant
think. I think it's
Patrick
probably
O'Malley
worthy of a
also with
4-star.
us on the phone, trying to help us analyze what
4-star
this person
chase
did,
now,
why-
as
what
we
the
are
end game
really
was gonna
dangerous
be
here,
here,
hovering
and
around
what,
Downey, Norwalk, for those of you just
maneuvers and
joining us.
tactics right now that authorities
Yeah,
can take
CBS
to
is
get
both
this
CBS
to
and
safe
KCAL.
end.
Used to be KCAL 9. The Lakers used to play on
Sergeant
KCAL.
O'Malley, we want to bring you in here. We're getting word that this may be.
As soon as they put it on CBS, I made it a 4-star
instead of
chase.
CHP.
If it makes the Legacy Network, that means it's a big,
right
big
now,
chase. And
it
we are
seems
there
like we're
right
going
now
down the 605
as we have a
hearing
bullet
about the situation.
flying down the 605 southbound in the lane number 0, that's the HOV
It
lane,
was in Whittier, but
headed towards Long
we
Beach.
haven't heard any information about the original crime occurring in Whittier. So
No, 5 stars
I would
is
assume
Bearcat.
that by now they would have handed this back off to CHP. And then
5 stars
CHP
is,
will
I mean,
have,
gonna
transition into
special
their jurisdictional
circumstances.
offices.
Going
Yeah,
down
we're
cheesy.
now
What's up?
CHP, Whittier has asked CHP to take over now that.
No,
it is
Lakers
their
are not
territory here on
KTLA.
the
Clippers are
freeway.
KTLA.
Going down the 605 south through the Long Beach area.
4 stars gets a
605
sub.
will eventually hit the 405
Appreciate
here.
you.
We know that this possibly started out of Laguna Beach, possible kidnapping.
Yeah, for those of you not in
suspect.
Los
At some
Angeles, you have to
point,
understand
we
now
saw,
that it's on CBS, like this is
authorities
showing in the
just
bars and the
pulled
restaurants.
back, and
People will
that's what
stop what they're
mentioned
doing and just
Sergeant O'Malley was
congregate
because
around the
of the situation.
television
You never
and
know
watch
what's
this like
happening
it's the
inside the
freaking
vehicle.
Super Bowl. It's just a thing here. I don't know how else to explain it. Every city has their thing. That's LA's thing.
Precautionary. They may not have had all the facts of the original.
AE
incident
Lick
or
says,
what
do
had
people ever get
occurred.
away? As a matter of fact, they do.
Even
The
if
national
having a
average is
victim in the car
18%, but recently I would say it's gone up.
They might have just
These
wanted to
these
back off
culprits
for a little bit, let
are
things
getting
calm down for a
very
little bit.
smart
And
about
after they
things like
hit the
restricted
freeway
airspace,
here, and that's
ditching
where
vehicles
they're
under
going
overpasses, using tunnels and
pretty slow.
parking garages as we swerve really hard and we almost hit the sign. There is a giant curb in front of that sign. We're getting off the freeway once again. Probably ditch that one CHP vehicle. Might think he's on the loose, but we're being blasted by that night sun means you are
Yeah,
never
getting
going to
off
feel
on
like you've
Spring
gotten
Street
away.
here in the Long
'Cause you
Beach
can feel the
area.
presence of that
This
night
is a very
sun.
crowded area, residential area. I know this
A
area
lot of
very
pursuit
well,
trees here.
actually.
Through an intersection. That's a green
And
light.
It looks like this person is, continuing on. We're getting
Hang in there,
hits
signal.
here with our service.
Yeah,
but
hang in there,
folks are staying
signal.
With it, going about
I gotta back up on
70
NBC
miles
just
per
in case,
hour
but
through,
Kay
this
Cal's got the
residential
best footage
area
here.
of Long Beach now.
And Leslie, you know, like you said, you know this area very well. I mean, is this a heavily, is this a neighborhood, a lot of residential activity here? Is this?
Yeah, this is full.
Club the Kid just said Bar in
residential
Orange
community
County
right
just
now,
changed one of their
in
TVs
Long
from
Beach.
Sunday Night
And
Football
so,
to this chase. I kid you
wonder
not.
if, Long
I
Beach
told you,
PD
man. Green light, 90 miles an hour through an intersection. Holy
Because it is
shit.
fully residential, Sergeant. We have seen CHP pull back.
You guys get the heebie-jeebies too. You can anticipate when the intersection's coming. You guys are experienced police chasers now. You know when it's coming. Like, oh, it's a swerve! Almost rear ends that car making a right-hand turn. We are doing way too fast. We fishtail into an oncoming traffic. There's a McDonald's. That's a green light. Okay. Red arrow.
Of what's coming. CHP likes to just handle the pursuits on their own, so they probably won't ask the other agency to intervene, but just let them know that they are in the area and that they can use cautions around different intersections and try to make it safer for the community as it proceeds.
And you know, one thing we've been trying to figure out is if this car has a flat tire or some sort of damage. It looks like the car is leaning or listing almost, like when in some of the angles. So it's a little bit difficult.
Don't know
to
if I
tell.
agree with that. We've
Obviously,
come to a
not
stop
the,
somehow.
Conditions you want to see someone.
This would be a
driving
great
90
place
miles
for
or
a
100 miles per
citizen's
hour.
arrest.
This is a residential area. This driver now kind of stuck in traffic, so it'll be interesting to see if police try to use that to their advantage, right? Because on the freeway, it's been kind of open road for this person, not a lot of obstruction, so it's been easy for this car to just kind of have their way and go as quickly as they seem to be wanting to go.
The one thing that the suspect is doing smartly is not staying in the same area because they don't have the ability to plan ahead and set up spike strips and going way too fast for a pit maneuver. And the roads are so crowded because it's 6 o'clock here. I know it's not a weekday, but still rush hour. Los Angeles got special type of traffic.
And so then the question is this an area familiar to
A citizen vigilante pit maneuver. Oh my God. I'd lose my shit. Well, I don't think we've seen that before. Whoa, hard left turn, wrong side of the road, cross the double yellow median, heading back towards, probably wants to get back to a freeway.
They're going down this area of
Casablanca's
Long Beach here on Los Coyotes.
2012. Sorry, I can't
looks
see
like
your
they're trying to
comment.
turn back because they
Which
probably
one,
don't
what?
know where they are.
Through an
But
intersection.
as you
That was a
saw,
red
they
light.
just went right past that intersection there. And again, we don't know how many people.
Major
in this
Nut
vehicle. We
says,
know at
when's
least
rush
two.
hour in Los
You have the
Angeles?
driver,
Answer,
the
yes.
passenger,
There you go.
making
Someone who
their
gets
way
it.
all the way from South
You get the
Orange
show.
County over to Whittier, and we're now going into
Still going. That's a
about
red light.
30 minutes since we've been over this. But
I
it
thought I
started
might have
in
seen a
Orange
little
County,
smoke
we
coming
picked
out
it
of the
up in
back, but
Whittier.
that may have just been
It's going
reflection
for quite
of
some
the night
time.
sun.
Yeah, and the question becomes too: well, if it started in Orange County, then why did it? Why was the
Otis
driver
asks,
then- were they-
do you
they know
think
they
you
were
could
being
successfully
pursued?
execute a
Because
pit maneuver?
we picked it up
Me, personally?
sort of when it was
I mean, I've seen
in
enough
Whittier,
of them,
so
I
not
could
exactly
probably
sure.
try.
It was very, for our viewers who
Sure.
have been following it. The very beginning, it was not an erratic chase. The driver almost appeared as though it was just driving through traffic like a normal driver, not that it was being pursued. And so then, you wonder, were they trying to sort of just play the whole thing off and just get them?
That's another red light, but we're only doing 30. Solid red right there. I don't know how there's not perpendicular traffic.
They were taking a very
Whoa.
cautious approach. Now we look like
Side street. This is a dark side street. This does not feel like it has many exits.
Of course, you do have the
Queese
helicopter
Morks.
overhead.
Appreciate
You
you.
have the
Charlie,
chopper
what's
there.
up?
These are very narrow streets. You can see
This feels like a potential area to ditch the car. Stop sign. Are we approaching a dead end? We're getting deep into like city college area.
Yeah, not something we saw earlier when he was
Potential ejectocito, maybe from the passenger
community
side.
of Whittier, just
Remember,
trying to
if the
bypass all
driver
the
gets out,
right there.
it's a foot bail. But if the passenger, remember, you've seen the second Fast and the Furious movie, ejectocitos, where he hits the button and the passenger side explodes and they jump out the vehicle. That's a true ejectocito.
Officials, which is going to be very difficult given that they're not giving up. The helicopter is still overhead. They want to follow this through, and they want to make sure everyone remains safe, but they want to get this person into custody as well.
Sergeant, have you ever been there at the end of one? I would just love to know, what do these suspects tell you when you're putting them in
Catfight
handcuffs
12.
and they've
8
taken
months
you
and
on a
counting
2-hour-long
catfight.
pursuit?
Were there 11 cat fights that occurred before?
Well, some of them just.
Whoa! Oh, was that CHP or LAPD was pulling into
Once in a while, one will get away.
into whatever this road is. Could have potentially like just drove through him and hit him there.
Especially when they
Oh my God, this is so fast.
Agencies are involved, and you got news media.
Let's go, Jason J. Rich. Welcome back. Welcome in.
To get away.
Right. I mean, so they know that the chances are slim, but they know
Red
that
light.
this could be their last moments before a long time in lockup.
Yeah,
Like we've been discussing on this one, some of the facts are unknown in terms of what originally occurred, but you see this vehicle. Every time the officers get close to it gets up to 100 miles an hour, they back off.
Those of you that are new to the channel, there's a lot of you in here. Reminder, turn on your Twitch notifications so that when these chases occur again, you'll be notified, because they don't last this long usually. Right. No Paul Walker challenges. We come out through the overpass.
Some evidence of that potential damage that we're all kind of
That
curious
one dude,
that it
14
might
months and
have.
counting. That's a long time. What's up?
Yeah, he's been driving a long time on what we thought was flat tires. So maybe it just has low air pressure.
No,
Yeah.
I really don't
It
think we're
doesn't look
flat
like it's
right now.
listing almost like it's
We're not listing. We're driving the vehicle.
Every time it turns, you kind of see it give out.
Somebody
just
asked,
a
are we
little
near
bit on the
LAX? We are
wrong side of
not.
the road now. We
We're
know
actually
that
near
HPD
Long
now
Beach.
stepping in to follow this vehicle.
We're near
We did
Long
see
Beach
that
Airport.
It's pretty close behind, but now it looks like they too have backed off, because every time law enforcement comes right behind this vehicle with lights and sirens, it just picks up speed and
The
starts to
newscaster
make
just
dangerous
pump faked me.
maneuvers.
Did you hear him start sucking like
Going through,
like he
this
thought he was
remote
anticipating
industrial
something?
area.
I don't think
It's a
he
very
saw that the
industrial
freeway
area
was
here,
ahead and it was
actually.
elevated,
Not
so he was
much
driving straight into an
neighborhood or
intersection.
homes here.
Y'all
Y'all
heard that, right? I'm not tripping.
And so kind of riding on the 405, on the side of the 405 in this area.
Well, and to your point, it's probably, in some ways better, obviously, to be in the industrial area. But as you pointed out, Leslie, with the units kind of pulling back, probably they do that as you get.
So
into
here we
these
are
residential
once again. We're
areas,
going
right?
back
So
into
you don't-
tracking mode, and the reason for
you
that
don't
is
wanna
hoping
upset
that
the
this person
suspect. You
calms
wanna
down.
have them
But
speed
we've done this whole like
and
we'll let them
drive
go
rapidly
into
around
tracking
the yard,
mode, and then
people,
they drive through a solid red light, and they now they feel like they're never they've never got.
We've seen them do several times.
You can see they just passed.
No, they never gotten away. That someone's always going to be watching them. The tracking mode play really only works once, where you could go peekaboo
right in front of
and jump 'em that way.
Stop there. Again, we are following what started as a possible
That looks like a sheriff's department
kidnapping
helicopter
out of
overhead.
Orange County. CHP
They fly a lot lower than the news
driver
choppers, but if
all
you
the
are
way
on
up
the
to
east side of
Whittier
Los Angeles right now, look
area
up.
where that
It's going to be a
driver,
whole bunch of moving stars
maneuvered
up
through
in the air.
residential
Those
areas
are
of
birds.
Whittier for about 25 to 30 minutes there, at times making very drastic and dangerous maneuvers. Here, the driver is now through the Long Beach area, right near Long Beach Airport. Long Beach PD was behind this driver for some time. Tom, inside that vehicle, we know there is a driver we've seen there, as well as a passenger. We don't know if that passenger is an
What's up, G.
accomplice in this,
Conway?
or if they are a victim in this. We don't know the information yet.
Back for some more,
surrounding
huh?
that
Don't blame you.
potential kidnapping, but this
And
area
we are invested now. Another big overpass, huge Paul Walker Challenge opportunity.
So we're trying to see if this vehicle comes out on the other
Would
side
not
of the
surprise me
tunnel.
if it did not pop
There you
out.
go.
There it
See
is.
it there once again. We haven't actually seen officials make any maneuvers like
What's up,
spike
Max?
strips
Right.
or try to pit this vehicle.
Yeah, we're in the airport. We're in Long
because
Beach
anytime
Airport
we get
right now.
close,
That's solid red
this
light.
driver takes off and makes very dangerous maneuvers.
Right. I mean, when it started, it was interesting just because there were no police units, not even just driving with lights and sirens off. There were just no units pursuing it at all. Sergeant, when you have a situation like this, and if our information is correct, and this is a potential kidnapping suspect,
No, I don't think
does
there's
that also
restricted
create a
airspace
whole
to say
other
it's
level
going to be
of
at Long Beach Airport. It's going to be a
caution
lot
or
smaller
even-
than
or maybe the
LAX's.
opposite, because you have someone who potentially tried to do something, so allegedly violent, that you have to make sure that you do get this person eventually and arrest them.
Yeah, and it depends on the kidnapping factors also.
see you, Kaioken.
they had
Appreciate
a gun
your,
and they tried to
1,000
kidnap
diamonds.
somebody with a gun.
Through the intersection, he's so lucky that turned green the moment he hit the crosswalk. Otherwise, that would have been solid red light. That was so lucky.
In terms of
Someone asked, what is a Paul Walker challenge? Where you ditch your car and exchange vehicles, traditionally under a bridge or an overpass. Very similar to the opening scene of Fast and the Furious.
Get out of the car and then they'll try to take them into custody.
4 stars, the reasoning for 4 stars is the dangerous driving as well as the want. We have a possible kidnapping here for those of you just joining us.
You assume that they wouldn't have a full tank of gas, but I mean,
oh no, you didn't miss anything. Don't worry.
Probably
just a 4-star chase.
When it started down in
now, 40-minute mark.
So they just continue to.
Katy Perry challenge. When you lose the rubber on your rims, and they start throwing fireworks off.
And Sergeant, you bring up a good point because they are backing off.
You'll get a bunch of
lot.
sparks
They are not being aggressive in this.
as the rim whittles down and grinds down to the axle. You usually only have minutes before the car starts tilting as a result, and then the chase ends. So, kind of the way a butterfly only lives a couple of days after metamorphosizing from a caterpillar. As soon as you do your Katy Perry challenge, you have less than about 3 minutes to live.
This person pulled a female into a vehicle, and Good Samaritans followed and provided the information, and then police were able to get in behind it. And they just have not got any other information except that there's a possible victim in the car. That would explain precisely how the tactics are that they're using right now, and just following it and trying to keep the speeds as low as possible and ride it out until the end.
Right, and because we haven't been able to see in the backseat, we don't know. And the person we do have some video from earlier.
No, stop showing replays. Every time you show a replay, that's when shit picks up, and they put it in the small box.
All we could sort of see was them ruffling around with either a bag.
Save the replays for when the chase ends.
This person in the passenger
Simple
seat
police
could have
chasing
been
right
under
there.
duress. They could have been following the orders of the driver potentially, right? Or maybe the passenger's the one in charge. We don't know. I mean, there's so many questions here about who may be involved in this and who could be in the car, and we obviously don't know what is in that vehicle, right? I mean, there could be no weapons. There could be weapons. We don't know. And there was a point where they stopped and were going very slowly in Whittier in a very dark area. Who knows? Maybe they tossed something out of the car.
Sergeant, have you heard anything about weapons possibly?
Whoa!
Like you see
all those cops? Were they blocking an on-ramp there? My tail just went up. I don't know if that was an off-ramp or an on-ramp. And the reason for them doing that is so that this person stays on this road. The reason for wanting to keep this person to stay on this road is because you have spike strips waiting and planned ahead. But now we are getting onto what looks like a smaller interstate because the highway sign was transparent.
With the facts that are being relayed to the law enforcement agencies.
Okay,
right
getting
now,
back on a freeway.
Right where they want it to be.
The 605 I thought had the blue and the red, but
going through red light slowly, and then now they're going to get back on the
back
freeway.
on 605, people. We're going to be here a while. Kick your feet up, get a drink. We're going to.
At this point, there is
That is not the car.
air unit. You can see the spotlight still shining on that car.
That is not the
It
car.
looks like there's a cell phone
Is
or some
it?
sort of electronic device being used.
I thought it was the one in front.
Obviously, we don't know if that's someone communicating or using a GPS, but obviously someone in there is using some sort of electronic device, smartphone or an iPad or something like that. And what they're using that for, of course, we can't be certain, but they may be trying to figure out where they are. It looked like, as you pointed out, Leslie, did not look like, and same with you, Sergeant, it looked like this person did not know where they were when they were in Long Beach. They were driving much more erratically than they were in Whittier. It was more deliberate, it felt like, in Whittier. Like they actually kind of knew the streets, but that was just based on sort of the behavior of the driver there.
And Sergeant, the advantage
What's up, Monkey
of
Brains?
using the helicopter
First
right
time,
now as opposed
long
to these
time.
ground units. Is it because every time a ground unit comes behind this vehicle, they just start to do something so dangerous, putting other people in jeopardy here?
Yeah, there's really no reason at this point to have the ground units right behind it. They probably have, maybe as many as 3 law enforcement agency helicopters between CHP, Orange County, LA County Sheriffs, and then some of the other agencies. So they have plenty of air support. They have plenty of ground units that'll be in the area when it comes to the termination point. So they appear to just be content to let this thing ride out, and until they step it up again by running red lights or putting the community more in danger, then they'll just keep it at this pace.
Kyle Cabinet.
And I think that's the
Let's see.
important thing, because many times we come over these to alert the community in these areas,
Sid
especially
Skeet.
when they go through residential areas.
Figured it out.
Just the danger that it poses to other drivers, other people. Obviously, this person, we know, has broken many laws now. By not stopping, but the danger that it can pose to the other drivers on the roadway, and you know, when they go through residential areas, the pedestrians. At this point, we're seeing this vehicle, this driver here.
Pretty sure we could take this back down now
It's
to restart
all in the
chase.
middle of
Yeah,
the road.
right.
No one's behind this person. No one's behind this vehicle, and it looks like they think
They're blending
maybe
in, right?
it seems like they may think they're blending in at this point.
Yeah. And to your point too, not only like is it dangerous for like the pedestrians and stuff, but what about you know, when other people try to intervene? Have you ever spoken with a driver sergeant who, you know, was trying to help the police, which of course you guys always say, please do not do that. Don't put yourself in that situation. But have you spoken to sort of the so-called community?
Remember when we got pitched that the front left was flat and listing?
He's trying to do the right thing.
That was never the
Obviously
case.
putting
He was
themselves at risk.
shortcutting the intersection.
Yeah, several times. You know, everybody wants to be a hero. Everybody wants to help out. So, you know,
I think the guys
you'll
knew.
see some of these where somebody will have a big truck or something like
Genghis
that.
Khan.
And they'll just kind
That's
of
a funny
slowly
name.
put their brakes on or nudge them over, and all they just know that if they can kind of push them off to the side and get them to slow down and give up, then, you know, everybody ends up safe. The officers go home and the suspects go to jail uninjured. So that, you know, everybody wants that ending. Just a matter of how people decide that they want to help or not
Oh,
help.
Night Sun.
You know, we just saw this driver go right past his CHP vehicle. And the thing is, we were talking about, Tom, this person looks like they're trying to blend in at this point. But we all know, watching this, that, hey, that CHP patrol car, that officer in
Oh,
there.
if they thought they were
knows
blending
something's
in,
happening.
they don't
They're
think
probably
that
giving
anymore
them,
because the Night Sun
guidelines.
is now
Hey, stand down right now because he's back from the
beaming
air.
on top of them.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're just, you know, now they're heading.
That Night
back
Sun's
up
coming
to
from like the
area that
CHP
they
or
were
the
in before.
LAPD.
So, you know, they have all the same agencies.
Or Sheriff's
and
Department.
A lot of the same units that are going to
They don't like to share jurisdictions though. So when the CHP gets off, they stay with the chase and they don't want anyone else messing with it. But when the CHP says we're done with it, we're done with it, and they just let it go.
So they're just riding this one out for.
And then you gotta
whatever
hope that
reason.
like the police
You know, we'll
department
probably
or the
learn
sheriff's
that later,
department
but
just
for
picks it
now,
up.
It's all about safety.
Is there also a tactic to kind of lull these people into a sense of, oh, we've gotten away out, but obviously the spotlight over them, so they probably they have to know they're still being pursued. But is the idea also maybe just to get them to just calm down?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And, you know, early on in the pursuit, we saw them looking up through the window to see, you know, oh, is somebody above us? And the light is obviously clear as day, and that's what they're using right now to kind of notify the surrounding public also. You know, people can see that spotlight coming up from behind them, off to the side. So they're just using that to kind of warn everybody. And then, you know, it makes people feel like they kind of maybe they got away a little bit. You know, they don't see the lights.
What up,
sirens
ex-Jelly?
behind them. They don't hear the sirens. So they think, well, maybe it's just somebody up above. We can get away from them. And
Newscasters
keep
need to
cruising
take
along, and that's what
Night
they're
Sun
doing.
101.
And we know the priority for law enforcement is to make sure.
All right, we have a
that
decision to make here as we go
surrounding
605
community
northbound.
are safe.
You saw there were several.
And
Whoa,
what other
whoa!
people
Almost
do
rear-ended
this
that
driver.
random
Obviously,
Dodge Charger on the right side of the
they
road.
are-
Looks like we were
looks like
taking
they're
a.
possibly getting off the freeway
Yeah,
here
no, we're interchanging to
at
something
Rosecrans,
different.
Possibly getting off the 605 at Rosecrans here.
I saw the sign. There was blue and red on the
Let's see what
sign,
next
so
move
we're
is,
probably
but
going
we know
to
that, obviously
another
for law
freeway
enforcement, they
right
wanna
now.
make
It could be
sure
the
that they're
10.
able to de-escalate
It could be the
these
10 or the 5.
situations.
Really could.
Yeah.
If
yeah,
it's the
that's exactly
10,
what we've done in this
y'all better
pursuit.
pray
You know,
for
we're
10
dealing with,
westbound and not eastbound.
You know, as we know it,
Yeah.
this is a possible felony.
Whoa.
You know, the good thing
That is a CHP vehicle right on his ass now. There is no more tracking mode here, sir.
If it's a solid case, it will be vigorously prosecuted, you know, down in Orange County. So that's another reason that they don't want to let it go.
Look how many freeways interchange here, all these
You know,
different
continue,
roads.
And now, as you can see, it looks like they've re-engaged it as well.
Right. Yeah. Now we're seeing a much more aggressive posture from the CHP, which there's a unit there pursuing.
Oh, 105
the
westbound.
suspect,
Interesting.
whether-
Okay,
at this
folks,
point,
we stay on the
they
105
must be
westbound.
looking at
This is now going to
as,
take us down towards, we're headed to
situation where
Gardena,
you-
Compton.
they know that they've
Hustler
got
Casino.
maybe
Those of you that
10
watch Hustler
down.
Casino
And
live,
as you said,
that
Sergeant,
casino
this
will
is
be
kind
down
of
here.
territory.
You
This
go
is
past
kind of
that,
turf kind of
you
thing. This is
you will
the
hit the
freeway.
405
This is where we
interchange.
want
If
this
we
to be.
continue on the 105 westbound past the 405, we are in LAX territory. This will the road the freeway quite literally ends at LAX and dumps you into that tunnel, which has become so famous. But now it says 105 eastbound, not westbound.
Handling agencies are all doing.
It says 105E on top. It did say west before. I don't know which way we're going because there is no
That could
sun.
be why they re-engaged the pursuit. We'll have to see, where it goes now that they have re-engaged.
105 eastbound also
Yeah, at this
will
point, this
expire
driver
rather
going over
quickly.
100 miles an hour.
We are
This is
doing
probably
105.
The closest we've seen CHP or any
Mike.
law enforcement really get
Shout out
for
to you, my
this
friend.
amount of time. Really on the tail of this driver, not only alerting other drivers.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Ah!
right in the middle
Threading
between
that needle,
lanes.
yeah.
Oh my god!
Riding on the
Oh my
shoulder
god!
right now,
And
it looks
it's almost
like there's
standstill traffic. He's doing it 85 on the shoulder and he split those two.
where that CHP
Past the train station.
patrol car is, right?
Yeah, and that was. Really,
Oh my god, that was so tight.
If there was no margin for error there, those cars he just drove between. Yeah, that was numb. That's the problem. Is I mean now you start to see this kind of behavior, right, Sergeant? And these CHP
Holy
make a
shit.
calculation. What do we do now? This driver once again, from using their turn signal to stopping at stop signs to now
How, man, how?
pulling up alongside.
That is so fucking. That's instant death. That is instant death if you make the slightest of contact.
That calculation, right? Do we bring it
Oh
up
my
to
God.
speed? Do we pursue this more aggressively?
Another example of everyone's spidey senses just going through the roof when the adrenaline is so high.
It's pretty clear with
They become the best drivers in the world.
He really reacts quick to any lights. and
D
sirens
Power
behind him.
2487, what's
He really
up?
Backs off and
7 months.
Really takes it a lot slower when the units aren't behind him. So they may stick to that tactic just because it's been working so far.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's really like a knee-jerk reaction right now. The driver parked in traffic, not trying to weave through and try to get away. But the moment you see the pursuing,
time.
yeah.
Every time the lights and sirens come up behind this driver, they start driving erratically, very dangerous, putting other people's lives.
looks
in
like another
jeopardy, and whoever
on-ramp.
else, that
Those of you
passenger,
just coming out of an ad break,
but
oh my
please
God.
note that there is an
We were
air
just
unit
doing 90 miles an hour
even though they may back,
on almost standstill
up,
traffic. He
the ground units
missed
may,
multiple
back up,
vehicles by
that
about,
air
I'm not
unit knows
even,
exactly
no
where this
hyperbole,
car is going.
this
They
much,
keep following
this
it,
much,
and
several
they wanna
times.
Make sure that they follow this to the very end.
It really is almost cartoonish in a way, like how the reaction to the police. Sergeant, you're good. Raises a good point. It's like it's the minute they pull up, he just starts to blast.
Satan
off.
BT
The minute they
Sullivan.
pull back, he's like a normal
Guys, I
driver.
thank you once again for subscribing to the channel.
And that's what I was saying about.
Wow.
how these
Okay, we've
different
calmed down a little
suspects
bit. Now
relate
it's like
to
this
different
person
things,
is
and
trying to
clearly
figure out
this
what they want to do next.
Driver just doesn't like the lights and sirens behind him and feels like that's where he has to push the
Jacob
limits. And
Sedgy, you as well.
Now, if they can keep it at this pace and these speeds and see if he gets back on the freeway.
Ain't
again.
no
But,
beads.
right now he's
Oh
back
God,
was active
I'm like Ron
earlier
Burgundy.
this
Did you hear
year.
me? There's someone in the chat whose name is
Driving around and just appears lost, not sure where to go.
AYENULLB. So I was like, ain't no
He gets
bead.
up in the air at the helicopter.
And obviously,
Well, Anal
as
Bead
we've
just
been
said, I ordered a
talking
fur
about,
missile
it's pretty
shirt.
clear
So
that it's
thank
not
you,
gonna be
Anal
part
Bead.
unless there's no license plate there, but that could be part of the calculation too. Is that they might know who this is already, right? And they may.
It just got me out here saying anal beads. Out of context.
Yeah, they could. They just based on the license plate and then using.
Is that why people make those screen
computer
names?
systems
So
and
that
police records
when they
and
get
everything
read
else,
by someone like me
keeping
who's Ron
contact with
Burgundy,
anybody that might have been
read whatever's on the
associated with
teleprompter.
and trying to figure out, who is the driver and to see if they have. any
Otis is a
idea
good
who
boy.
the female
Says,
might
my
be,
name
and
is just
try
meant for
figure
my
out if
dog
they
to hear you
have
say he's a good boy.
kidnapping
Otis
or
is a
just
good
some type
boy.
of domestic situation.
Good boy.
Either way, at this point, this person has broken plenty of laws there from evading officers.
Judge Joker's asking, where do we order?
just
I
whipping
want
through
one.
those red
Well, I have a
lines.
hint.
through the freeway.
It may or may not be
here,
in the top left corner of the
coming up
screen.
on the
Birdsintheair.com.
710 South. We're here and we have just a couple moments here with our helicopter, Sergeant O'Malley, and that can always be the case for news crews. But, you know, with the air units up in the sky, they have multiple air units, multiple departments with air units, so no one's going to be losing this driver here.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. The only issue, you know, as he keeps going in this
What did the
direction,
ghost say to the bee?
ends up where he ends up in
Boo bee.
airport airspace, which, as you know, the
Good one.
news helicopters and police helicopters have to maneuver through that. and around
710
it.
southbound.
Outside of
Okay,
that,
so we were going
some
west.
stuff we
710
see
southbound's
here,
going to take us to
they
Long
decide
Beach.
to
This
use a parking
and
structure,
there is not
use
much
a
of the
parking
710
complex,
left
whatever it
here.
is, and get out and run. But so far, they've
So
had
we're in Compton.
multiple opportunities to get out and run, and they haven't taken
Yeah,
advantage of that.
there,
So,
that freeway was going to
at
last
this point in
maybe
time, it
5
seems
minutes.
like they're-
Now what? Oh, now he's like, where the hell am I? I'm not going into Compton. Get me out of here. All right,
And
U-turn.
of course, we'll be keeping tabs on this.
He saw Ethan
Sergeant
Hawke and
O'Malley.
Denzel
We've
at the
got
end of the
a
street.
little bit. We've got to refuel our chopper, unfortunately. So we're going to have to back off. Oh, okay, we can.
We have a few more moments here.
What do you
before we
mean?
have to take off, but again, if you're just
Oh,
joining
no.
us, this is a pursuit of
K-Cal's running out of
kidnapping
gas. I
suspect
gotta get
that
my
has now
NBC
been
feed
going
ready.
For about an hour. We've been
Give me-
over it for about an hour.
give me a second, folks.
We know it started in South Orange County. We picked it up once this vehicle reached Whittier. So this thing has been going for much, much longer.
Okay, I got the backup
We know,
stream
aside
ready.
from the driver, there was a passenger. It looked like possibly a female
Camera
in this
sucks.
car. We're unsure of her connection to this driver at this point. Is she in danger? Is she not? Is she a part of this entire situation?
CBS's feed's
here?
much better, but we do
But
have
it
a
looks like
backup.
that driver
We are good.
continuing to just evade officers anytime
When
law
K-Cal
enforcement
has to go
comes
get fuel.
behind this vehicle. They just speed off, zoom off, and make very dangerous maneuvers, whipping through lanes on the freeway, going in between vehicles here. But at this point, it looks like law enforcement has now backed up a bit, trying to control this situation, calm down the situation as this driver continues on the 710 North.
Okay, 710 North.
Sergeant,
We're still in
as
Downey.
As we look at this and
Head back
you
towards
pointed
Downey,
out
but
so clearly how-
this will bring
as
us back
Leslie
to
just was
the
saying
10,
too, how
for sure.
This driver reacts to the lights and sirens. Do you think it's gonna?
The
do you
10
think-
is
why
north,
do
and
you
the 10
think
goes
he's not
east
reacting
west,
the same way
so
to the big
it is a little bit of a
stoplight point at
distance
this
north,
time? I mean, I know
though.
you're totally
So we need to be
speculating
on
here,
this for
but
about
in that sense,
10
he
minutes or
knows
so.
He's still being pursued, but for some reason, the lights and sirens on the ground seem to agitate him more than the
Spider
the
Soul
light above
asks,
them.
do they refuel and get right back out there, or typically leave it? A chase like this, they will refuel and get back to the chase for sure, because they spend so much time that this is going to lead the news, the 11 o'clock news. That's correct. Real MZ says 105 to LAX is the move. That's where I would be going.
It just may not affect them as much. And
Restricted airspace, potential Paul Walker challenges that you can execute.
It's
You know,
true.
in all of your mirrors, and they're trying to chase
You have a lot
and it
of,
kind just forces you to
tools-
push that pedal a little bit more.
tools to
So,
choose from.
Right now, it's in a good spot. They have it right where they need it, and they're just hoping that he runs out of gas pretty soon.
Right, and another thing too, we noticed they were.
Okay,
using,
now I'm back on 105
electronic devices in
eastbound.
the car, where they trying to GPS themselves somewhere, where they're trying to communicate with someone outside of the car, where they're trying to call someone, or maybe police are trying to, as you pointed out earlier, Leslie, maybe authorities or CHP or law enforcement agency somewhere is trying to talk to them on the phone.
Yeah, Sergeant O'Malley, many times law enforcement is able to get in contact
Left
with
Job
the suspects.
asks, do you have an LA freeway map on your wall? No, I've just lived here too long. I know all the freeways like the back of my hand.
So that that could be explained. Part of why they have backed off several times, why they haven't used a pit maneuver, why they haven't tried spike strips.
You better
They
believe there's a
could
lot of
explain
them.
all of that, and they're just looking out for the safety of the possible victim that is now inside with the suspect. When it comes down to that, so it could be a very serious felony kidnapping case with a victim that's not known, and she just hasn't tried to escape. For whatever is going on inside the car, a weapon, threats, whatever it may be. So.
And that is just the danger of these situations. Sergeant O'Malley, we're going to have to let you go now, but we do thank you for your time. Our chopper has to go refuel as we have been over this pursuit that is through the Downey Norwalk area on the 105 East. We've been over it for about an hour, Tom. We know it started in Orange County, went all the way up to Whittier, and now through Downey, Norwalk. Of course, our folks at the desk, they'll continue monitoring this. They'll continue keeping us updated on the situation as it does progress. But for now, for the safety
All right, I'm going to make the change to NBC, people.
We're going to have to let them refuel. We do want to get to other
Wow.
news tonight, including
Brutal. Okay, hold on, people. We are not dead yet. We have NBC live in the air. And there it is. Okay. What did I tell you about NBC's crappy camera? What did I tell you about the quality? It's like watching a WOB highlight. Okay, let me get the...
2 people are dead and 2 others hurt after this
Sorry,
mini...
KCal, you're dead to us. Okay.
Not at these speeds, of course.
Roland Sprewell.
We've not
Interesting.
seen any attempt at a spike strip at all. So,
Okay.
Could they just be waiting for this vehicle to run out of fuel?
This is
That's
what I'm
quite
talking about, that
possible. Could they just be
NBC's
waiting for
camera
this vehicle to just pull over? That's quite possible too.
puts Eliana as
But,
2007
a very dangerous situation.
Cleveland Cavaliers
If
roster.
indeed there's a child inside this vehicle, the speed.
But we have a feed, so beggars can't be choosers.
That we have seen now for the better part of about 2 hours.
Looks like
definitely
Paris Hilton's sex tape.
Doesn't bode well for the people inside this vehicle.
What's up,
especially
Smiley?
the
You are
child.
late.
So we just hope that this comes to a peaceful end, a calm end, where if indeed there is a child inside that vehicle, that no one-
Child inside the vehicle. That changes things. My guess is because NBC was so late to the chase that they have a lot of gas in this chopper. Hopefully enough gas that by the time they have to go get gas, KCal will be back on it. Now,
Not enough light to actually see
KCal has
inside
multiple
there
fueling
just yet.
stations, but their home base is up in the valley. So it's going to take them a while, probably 15 to 20 minutes to fly up there and fly back, because this is all the way down in Norwalk.
So we're now
Downey.
transitioned to the northbound 605
Magical
approaching
kayak.
Firestone.
You get the program. What's up?
Still at about 65, 70 miles per hour.
Someone says ring doorbell on a chopper. Well, the good news is we're on 605 northbound still, I think.
And we were talking about the fact that
Which
this was
keeps
a,
us in
a
the area
small,
of good
compact
signal,
vehicle,
good.
a two-seater.
Is that a vigilante?
And the
Getting
fact
sidetracked?
that,
No, okay.
You know, who knows how much fuel,
Pulling in
how
front
much
of him.
gas,
Maybe it is.
this vehicle has. I mean, it's a smaller vehicle. It may be a very fuel economic vehicle, if you will, and may get just absolute great gas mileage. We just don't know, but definitely, since this kidnapping suspect, since this all originated, apparently in Laguna Beach, we just don't know how much fuel this vehicle has and whether or not they started out with a fuel tank of gas or how.
Guy drives like Ryan Blaney, doesn't he?
But we will see. We continue to follow it here on the 605 freeway. Now picking up speeds 80, 85 miles per hour. And let's see what the impetus is. There you go, right there. That CHP patrol vehicle has lit
Back
up.
in pursuit.
And now we got 2 patrol vehicles closing in on this vehicle. And
Really picking up
that
speed?
has prompted the driver to
The CHP vehicles are.
now.
He's doing 88. We know he gets spooked easily. Now we're picking up. He was blending into traffic before, no longer. We're out of Downey after an hour and 3 minutes. We have left the Downey-Norwalk area, headed towards Santa Fe Springs, outside of Whittier. Just been doing circles around Downey because all roads lead to Downey. You guys thought I was kidding or trolling.
So we're hearing scanner traffic that at some point they're going to attempt a spike.
Oh,
We
interesting.
don't know
On the
that's gonna
freeway?
happen, when that's going to happen. So
They're setting up a spike strip, people. Stand by.
Just like us, as they see the deployment of that spike strip, and
You're not going to be able to get him in the middle of the freeway. You're going to need him to be in lane 1 or lane 4. Now we're getting off.
Ahead to,
We are
other
getting off.
divisions. to try and get that.
He's doing 80 on an off ramp. This better be an interchange.
Where, they think this vehicle is going to be. So
He's going to swerve left and get back on the freeway.
Right there, trying to juke the officers into,
Trying to get the officer to go on the off ramp. Now we're getting back on the freeway. 90 plus miles an hour again.
A tactic amongst people that are trying to elude police or law enforcement.
Longest chase on stream, probably 4 hours I've done. I've done a 4 hour.
For that. They've this isn't their first rodeo, so
We're at 1 hour and
they're staying,
5 minutes right now.
Right on the heels of this vehicle as they weave their way through traffic. Here on the 605 freeway, just passing Washington, I believe. So we are approaching the Whittier area, or in the Whittier area right now. Not sure if Whittier Police is going to re-engage. Maybe exiting right now.
Now, it sure looks like an exit without the option to get back on. Night Sun still, yep, here we go. And there's traffic ahead, people, big traffic. How are we getting past these cars? We are not.
Got a little bit of traffic right here.
Are we going to mount the curb? We are on the curb, people. Sidewalk.
Exit at the 605 at Whittier. Let's see which direction they go. So it's going to be a right-hand turn onto Whittier Boulevard.
Whittier back in Whittier.
And they're going eastbound now on Whittier. And again, absolutely no plan whatsoever this driver has, no real discernible direction of travel, just going in circles, getting on the freeway, back off the freeway.
This is a street which feels like there may be a dead end of some kind.
Originated in Orange County, so
can't see ahead of them.
They have absolutely no idea what city they're in or know any of the streets. They're just trying to elude capture right now. But of course, doing it in a very dangerous way.
No, the 4.5 hour one was like 2017.
So in
There's a standoff. There's
right
Bearcat and stuff.
Now making a left-hand turn, looks like on Glen Cannon Drive.
Whoa, almost got hit by that Dodge Charger flying down the street.
Another left-hand turn.
It's a right-hand turn, but
Looks
who cares?
like Rincon Drive. And no officers behind.
For now. Whoa, we're really in the neighborhood. This is a potential cul-de-sac. Will allow the CHP to set up a blockade. That's what we saw last chase. We don't know what's ahead of them.
They still have that night sun on this vehicle right now. So when you're talking about an air asset that has the night sun and is directly over here, there's just really not very many opportunities for someone that they're pursuing to get away. Now pulling over to the curb.
Pulled over.
On Glengarry Avenue in Whittier. Dark.
Lights are off. Lights are off. Foot bail and ejectocito possibilities here. Potential child in the car. We don't know who's in the front seat. Doors are open.
Out of the vehicle. Looks like
doors open with the night sun blasting.
Come back over the other way.
He's got a neon green shirt on.
Looks like there's somebody on the passenger side. I don't see anyone else getting out. We're going to try and get past this building.
Gotta go around, man. Gotta go around. Is he gonna maybe potentially carjack another vehicle? Yeah, see out there running!
Okay, on foot. Foot bailing.
Ejectocito and a foot bail!
Both
They're
running at the same time.
are they climbing?
Building here right at the corner of Glengarry and C Drive.
Damn pursuit building.
And what is this? Some sort of commercial building.
Are they in there?
And this might be it right here because the Aero Bureau is right overhead. Unless they know this building or have access into this building, there's just absolutely.
Is there an open door?
No way. Okay,
Yeah, there's a door right there that's been opened.
There's an open door on this building, so it looks like they made access through that open door right there. And so
Stay on the door, man.
Where now all officers have to
Now there's officers in the parking lot.
Perimeter to prevent those individuals from escaping. We saw two people run from the vehicle. We could not tell the age or sex of the other individual, but the driver was very clearly a male subject, wearing light green.
What? Who's that?
Gray-colored jacket and
Someone's poking their head out.
some type. And it looks like these individuals are pointing to police.
A little kid.
Direction here. Let's see here.
You can see the red and blues. I don't think it's a Denny's. Here they come.
And try and search for these individuals that bolted from that vehicle.
Did they go in the door? We didn't see it.
And so you have people coming out of this commercial building here who very clearly probably work there or at least belong there, who are now trying to...
You don't
pull
know if
out
that's
to
the
law
suspect,
enforcement
people. Stop saying he's
where these
hiding a child.
individuals might be
That could have just been someone
on the
in the
premises.
building. This could be work. This could be a house. This could be, I don't know.
So this is the parking lot of the Travel Inn Motel.
Travel Inn Motel. That would
And
explain.
C Drive. And I don't see it. There was some patrol vehicles in the area. I don't see them now. And this looks like
There's one right there. Why is he leaving?
they're to the east.
No, that's a Dodge Charger.
Okay.
Sorry. Where are the police? Are they in there? Is that a Denny's? What? They're over here now. What's going on? That is not the building they went into unless they kept running.
Looks like we might have a suspect in custody. We're trying to get around here and see.
Potential suspect in custody. Is it the right person this time? Now we're jogging.
So it looks like we have a suspect in custody here.
There's a stringer on the ground. One of the two suspects in custody after that ejectocito.
So there were two people who ran from the vehicle. It looks like at least they have one person right now.
Someone's
In handcuffs.
cuffed up. That's not the person wearing the all green uniform or outfit. Yeah, like a tennis highlighter, a tennis ball. The stringer's on the ground, putting the camera in his face. See that guy on the left? That's a stringer.
This is the male
That's a
suspect,
nightcrawler right
male
there
subject.
with a big ass camera. That's a professional stringer on the scene, getting all sorts of footage here.
Right now, but
That person's gonna make some money tonight.
second suspect. There were two
Putting him into the back of that car.
Actually ran from the vehicle. And so far we have not seen the second subject that bolted from that vehicle.
NBC, don't do this. Thank you.
So they've got the male driver of this pursuit vehicle in the back of this police car right now.
Driver's in
As I
custody.
Pull out of the shot here. It's not clear whether or not they have the other individual. And I'm hearing now they have both in custody.
Both in custody, people. We should be code 4. I'm going to call it. 4's in the chat. Suspect and passenger in custody in what was a 1 hour.
Radio traffic that both are in custody.
We are code 4, people.
Again, this all started in Laguna Beach.
1 hour,
Probably a little
13
better
minutes,
than,
and 56
2 hours
seconds
ago,
of this
as a reported,
Laguna Beach
possible
originating
kidnapping.
chase
And
for
what
a
we were
kidnapping
hearing was it was a possible,
ends
kidnapping
in
subject
Downey Norwalk,
with,
Whittier.
Possibly the kidnapped victim, a child, a juvenile, in the vehicle as well. And so the vehicle left the Orange County area with CHP in tow behind it. It came into the LA County area. traversing a number of different freeways. It was on the 605, it was on the 5, it was on the 105,
we
the
touched.
710. On the
We touched the 605, the 105. We touched the, I guess, we touched the 710. I don't think we got to the 405. We touched the 105. We made the rounds, people. We made the rounds around Los Angeles tonight. Once again, if you'd like some merchandise, we've got it. Birdsintheair.com. If you're not already following the stream, go ahead and do that. Turn your notifications on so that you will be alerted to when this happens again if you like this type of content. Only one way to do it. Push your notifications on, and we will be back next time that there's a chase here in the Los Angeles or greater area or abroad. Until next time, my friends, another case solved, another somehow ending without tragedy. I don't know how we keep escaping it, but there were a lot of chances for that to go bad, and it did not. Until next time, my friends. See you.